Manny, just a housekeeping thing on corner. Did D get in at all on defense last week? And
yeah,
he did.
Yeah, we got D in it on the last drive. Which
Great.
Good to see. Yeah.
And was the thinking of not reinserting him as a starter just the belief that Michael and Trajan and Malik have played so well that you didn't want to disrupt that?
No, it was really just more about where D was at in his process and just making sure that that he can gain confidence entering the game. I mean, at corner it's a change of direction position, right? So we just want to make sure that we could get in a situation where he could get in there and work his way into the game.
A bigger role this week for him?
We'll see, yeah. We'll keep evaluating him during the week.
In the spring, going back to the spring or your preseason expectations, did you think that maybe by this point in the season you'd be able to play as much nickel as you did in that game? Given the losses,
It really came down to the development of our young guys, and what Trajan, Bandy, and Derek Smith have been able to add for the Syracuse game and then the game last week. Really helped because it really makes it hard on the offense to execute down the field.
Is it at a point now where you have linebackers, you have defensive backs, and now it opens up kind of a new door for you?
Yeah, because every week what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, what's the best way to utilize our personnel to defeat this team? Because the challenge is different every week. That's the great thing about college football. You face all kinds of offenses. So this week's a new challenge. We're trying to disperse our guys in the best way possible to stop Notre Dame.
Manny, the biggest challenge, we've heard so much about how big these guys are up front and all that. Is that the biggest challenge for you?
They have an excellent offensive line. We felt they were the best we played a year ago. They're a very well-coached offensive line. And they have really committed themselves to pounding the rock this year, and for good reason, because they have great running backs. And the Adams kid is not a good player. He's a great player. You'll see a great player Saturday night. He's much stronger than he was a year ago. And you can see that the way that he finishes his runs. Top-end speed, doesn't get caught from behind, and his stats show for it. And that's why they average in yards per carry, because they're breaking so many explosive plays in the run game. The quarterback the same way on design quarterback runs, and sometimes when you just cover everybody, he takes off because his speed it jumps off the film.
Manny, how much is it going to help that you guys are playing it here at home as opposed to last year, which ended up being a close game? But
well, I think what we all saw last Saturday night is that again, Saturday nights in Miami is hard on the road team. Critical fourth down in the third quarter might have decided the game. Virginia Tech's going to fake a speed sweep and throw out a guy in the flat, and they get the snap mechanics wrong. It hits a guy. It's a fumble. We stop and we go down to score, make it 21-10, and race on to win from there. The crowd had a major impact in that play. And if it was one play, that might be the play that wins the game. And of course, they were important on more than one play. So I think we're starting to get that feel of having a big-time home field advantage.
Do you need multiple guys to replicate what Demetrius gave you on third down? Moving inside and kind of that dual role. Do you need two guys, or can one guy handle it? How do you?
Yeah, I mean, we'll certainly miss him. Just and not just as a player, but his personality on our defense. But it's next man up. And that's why it's great to see a guy like Jonathan Garvin make a play in the second half of last week. So as we talked all year, you can never have enough depth of pass rushers.
Would he be that guy outside, and then inside? How do you kind of make that happen?
Yeah, we'll arrange the guys. Like I said, we take what we got and find the best way to line them all up for what the challenge is this week, because it's a different challenge with what they present on third down.
Manny, we asked Mark and we asked Thomas, just for you, obviously being from South Florida, you know what this rivalry is, what this game is. What are some of your memories, special memories of Miami Notre Dame, and do these guys, young as they are, sense what it was and what it could be again?
They hear about it in the way that grandparents tell their stories to their children, but they're aware, they know. For me, probably the best, the third and 43 game. I remember being there that night. And that was a night game. That was a Saturday night in Miami, where the Canes weren't going to lose at home. So everyone knows. I think everyone will be super excited on their side of the ball too. I think it's a big deal for Notre Dame when they play Miami, and it's certainly a big deal for us when we play them.
Do you notice anything extra from R.J. McIntosh this week? Given there's a little bit of a connection on the other side.
I think we have a saying: "They're nameless and faceless once the game begins." And so, because RJ's obviously, he's one of our best players, and his brother's doing a great job for them. He's running the ball hard. He's a lot of explosive runs. So that's, I try and stay out of that. That's family business.
Where's Garvin as a run stopper, Manny? And has Deontay Johnson done enough for you to think about giving him snaps to continue rotating without Demetrius this week?
Well, yeah, he has to be ready for that, because the same way that Jonathan had to be ready a week ago. That's these guys, they think they're far away, and they're never as far away as they think. Jonathan, like all of our guys, is improving versus the run, and it's not just at defensive end in this day and age. It's not necessarily just the physicality of it; it's a mental aspect. Defensive ends turning to linebackers on all the quarterback run game stuff. Do I squeeze? Do I have quarterback? Do I have dive? All that type of stuff. So he's got to be on point and all that. Luckily, Neil is a very intelligent kid, very diligent kid, and takes his job very seriously.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all so much again.